name is Saul Fajardo. I come from Venezuela. I work as a fitness coach at Interval Plus. And before coming to Saudi, I had this job where I couldn't grow anymore. So I started applying in different countries. Saudi gave me the best offer, so this is why we decided to come here. Well, as soon as we accepted the offer, we started reading about Saudi, and mostly were reviews about expats. Unfortunately, the reviews we checked were not very promising, but luckily enough, by the time we arrived here, everything had started to change, and we found a very nice Saudi. I became a fitness coach around 10 years ago. Okay, I have this friend, he opened the gym, but he didn't have coaches. Okay, at the time I was very into fitness because I was playing for the rugby national team. So training was something that I was very comfortable with. I didn't know about the methodology he was trying to explain. But as we started, I learned, and one thing led to another one. Then I moved to Colombia. I got a job in Colombia, worked there for 2 years, and this is the job where I couldn't grow anymore, and then I applied to come back to Saudi. So I had a chance to work more on basics, like teaching basics, okay, which I really love. I think it took like a month before I realized that it was a very normal country. It was a very safe country. And once I realized everything was okay, it was just going back to a normal life. Well, in the last 5 years, Saudi has changed a lot. I would say it's more open, still a very conservative place, but very welcoming. It has been very exciting being here while all this change develops. And I could see a great future coming ahead if they still grow this way. The first 2 years I lived in Riyadh, it was very work-focused, very repetitive. Then, after 2 years, we moved to Jeddah. We have a little bit more diversity here. Not only the citizens, but also the activities you could do. Having the sea very close to us is very refreshing. Living here is a little bit more quiet. I would say Riyadh works better for like the professional life. Well, the key to adapting to a new country, not only Saudi, but any other country, is embracing the culture, okay? Knowing that what you left back home, it's still there, but you can't bring this to the new country. You could share your culture, but you can't expect everyone to adapt to your culture, okay? So acknowledging this, embracing the culture, and making friends. This is very important. Not only to feel better, but also you will have a better adventure if you learn a little bit more about the culture. Well, luckily, I had the chance to travel around Saudi, not only by plane, but also road trips. The first one was very funny. We went to Kuwait driving. So I got the chance to see a place like Hafr al-Batin. It's a very small city in the north, which I think it would be more like what we think outside of Saudi. It's a very small town, very conservative. Taif, also a beautiful place if you want to change the landscape. It's a little bit more like a mountain city. The weather is different, it's very nice. I think Saudi has a great advantage is that the roads are great to travel around. Wow, I would say the most special would be Al Ula. This place has an amazing feeling, okay? People would say, it's only the desert, but you really have to be there to feel how it feels like. Not only it looks amazing, but also the people living there is really, really friendly. The old town, starting there, was amazing. It's very well organized. This is something that really surprised me. Then we went to Madame Saleh, we went to the tombs of the, I think it's called the Ditan civilization. In Riyadh, we went to Diriyah. We also saw the old Riyadh. They had this museum and they have like a very nice exposition where they explain all the history of how Riyadh developed. Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. Usually, as a hobby, we would go to play paddle. It's growing here a lot. But normally, if we're gonna gather with friends, we will go to a coffee shop, maybe to a restaurant, or just get together at home. Another hobby I do is playing rugby. Okay, I had the chance to play in Riyadh, and now I'm playing here with the team in Jeddah. This also gives me a chance to meet different cultures because we have players from different places in the world. Another activity we do, okay, is swimming. Okay, here it's a great place to do it because we do open water swims. You can find more places to swim. Some of the gyms already introduced swimming pools to their gyms, to their facilities, because they know there's a big demand for this sport. Living here in Jeddah, something I really wanted to do and I had a chance to do it here was scuba diving. The Red Sea is a beautiful place to dive and the diving community is surprisingly friendly, okay? And it also gave me a chance to meet new people from different cultures, from different parts of the world. The first event I would say I really liked was the Formula One race. It was very well organized and not only sports events, but I've also went to concerts, art expositions. There are many things to do here. I had the chance to organize one of the biggest fitness events in Saudi. It's called Sand Clash. It runs in January. It's a full weekend of fitness, okay? Where we try to get everyone to test fitness, okay? Not only high-level athlete, but also beginner levels. So we all get to see that fitness is for everyone, not only for high-level athletes. There's a group here in Jeddah called Jeddah Tribe. Okay, they organize triathlons. They run 4 races per year. Okay, And also smaller events like obstacle course racing, like the Tough Mudder we had a couple of months ago, and the Sports for All Federation. This is a group that is promoting fitness and sports all over the kingdom and for all level of athletes. Not only for the higher level athletes that they are trying to still promote to compete internationally, but for the regular Saudi that is at home, they want them to try different sports so they would find something that they like so they can get a more active lifestyle. The other thing is growing in the sports industry is gyms, okay? And luckily I'm a part of this industry and I've seen it growing for the last 5 years. One thing it's really trending right now is CrossFit gyms, okay? Where people will do weightlifting mixed with cardio and body weight movements. To keep my fitness, I try to mix it up. So I would do some weightlifting, I would do body weight movements, I would do also cardio, 4 to 5 days per week, because I think rest days are very important. This is where your body's gonna get stronger. Try to work at high intensity. So even though I'm working maybe less than an hour, it's gonna be a very intense hour, okay? I think that would be enough to maintain a good level of fitness. Well, moving from Riyadh to Jeddah gave me the opportunity to have a taste of how different the culture will be from one city to another. I would say Riyadh will be more a traditional city where you would see more, let's say, locals, more Saudi people, okay? About the Saudi traditions that I like most, okay, it will be the food, okay? First, shawarmas I always loved. Also food like kabsa, mandi, I love this. Like the taste is very unique and it's something new for me and I really loved it. Also the way they dress, the thob for our men. I bought 2 thobs just in case we have like a Saudi gathering or something like that. I wouldn't want to stand out. So I would try to also, as part of embracing the culture, also dressing as they do. The best thing about my job is that I do what I like. I've always been into sports, okay? And having the opportunity to get paid to introduce people to sport is amazing. Not only because I love what I do, but also because I get to change their lives, okay? I've seen people going from 150 kilos to 85 kilos. And not only the weight loss, but also how everything changed in their life. I think this is one of the most rewarding things I could do about my job. Something that really surprised me about Saudi was how welcoming this culture is. I never felt as an outsider. Totally the opposite. As soon as I arrived, they would try to teach me about their culture, what they eat, what they drink, how they eat and drink. And even though I'm coming from a way different culture, it felt like I already had many friends. Saudi hospitality is very interesting, okay? Because at least for our culture, if I'm going to visit someone, they should bring nothing. Everything's already made for them, okay? The same happens here. If you go to someone's house, you are expected to come with empty hands because they're going to treat you, okay? And they're gonna try to make the best food they can, they're gonna have the best drinks they can, so you will feel like you are being served at their place. Back home would be very similar. If I invite you to my place, I want to treat you as part of my family, but where you will just enjoy this experience. Something that I really think makes Saudi special is how devoted they are to religion. I never experienced religion as here in Saudi, where they will pray 5 times per day, they will follow all the teachings about religion. Something that for us, it's important, but for us, our daily life will mark how we will behave, okay? Here, religion marks mostly how they will behave, and they are very, I wouldn't say serious about it, but very committed to it. The most memorable experience, and maybe it's not experience, it's a feeling, okay? It's living on a place that is developing so fast and that has a vision, okay? In the other countries where I lived, it never changed. It was always about the same. But in these last 5 years, I've seen how this country has developed, and they are not still where they want to be, since they have a vision for 2030. I think it's very exciting, that feeling of living here at this time. Things I do to manage the distance from home would be staying in touch with them. Now we have all the technology to do video calls or just being very close even though we're very far, and making a life here, okay? Even though I have many friends back home, I also have new friends here, and staying close to those new friends will close that emptiness of leaving my friends back home. Something I would really miss if we ever move out of Saudi would be the people. I think mountains you can find in many different places, beaches you can find in many different places, but the quality of the people here, maybe you're not gonna find it in any other place. Para todas las personas que pueden estar mirando este video, les recomiendo visitar Saudi, no solo por la excelente naturaleza que tiene acá, sino para que puedan conocer a una cultura completamente diferente a la que ustedes tienen en su país.